Hello and welcome to the latest installment of Collections Corner. My name is Paul Newman and I am the Museum Collections and Operations Manager here with the American Revolution Institute of the Society of the Cincinnati. Today I am featuring for the museum collection this commemorative handkerchief from around 1812, which features a plate printed design memorializing the notable events and characters from the reign of United Kingdom's King George III. King George reigned from 25th of October 1760 to 29th of January 1820. In examining the handkerchief, we shall begin in the center and work our way out. We have a bust-length portrait of George III, and emanating from the portrait are two spirals. Each spiral charts a different range of historical information, beginning with George III's accession to the throne. The spiral closest to the king's likeness provides a record of appointees to key posts in the administration as well as notable regional positions: Lord Mayors, Minister of War, Master General of Ordnance, and their Chancellor of the Exchequer, with each subsequent ministry prominently recorded. The second of the two spirals consists of a record of events of both national and global significance, in addition to happenings of note regarding the British royal family. Wars are highlighted and their respective events broken down. If we pay particular attention to the period concerning what here is recorded as the American War, we see for 1775, first action fought with the Americans at Lexington, alongside the listing of the death of Caroline Mathilde, sister to George III. 1777 sees the British take Philadelphia and their defeat at Saratoga. In 1778, events listed reflect the global nature of the war that went hand in hand with Britain's imperial agenda. From Dominique in the Caribbean taken by the French, naval action off of Brest, and the British capture of Pondicherry on India's southeastern coast. The war's end is recorded in a particular somber tone. It reads, "The war lost England thousands of lives, the greatest part of America, and cost nearly 150 million, presumably pounds." We move our attention to examine the four corner vignettes. These comprise four bust-length portraits of notable British figures, two political and two from the military. Starting at the top right, we see Horatio Nelson, the British naval commander who oversaw crushing victories against the French and Spanish fleets in the Napoleonic Wars. Charles James Fox, noted career politician and orator who served on 3 occasions as the Secretary of State. The Viscount Arthur Wellesley, later the 1st Duke of Wellington. Lastly, we see William Pitt the Younger, who in 2 periods as British Prime Minister headed a British ministry engaged in military conflict against France. On the bottom right of the piece is printed the name and address of Rymer and Sons of London, the printers of this handkerchief. This commemorative handkerchief of George III's reign is an illustrative example of a British perspective on the period that covers America's Revolution. Positive and negative moments for Britain in the war are listed, and a wider imperial narrative crucial in understanding the strains on the British system, arguably that led to the eventual British defeat, are present. Finally, this artifact places the loss of the American colonies for Britain in its broader long 18th century context. To discover more from our museum collections, check out our online collection at the link in the description.